Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. I've been a trader and technical analyst for the last 9 years. I'm going to bring you the market recap for Thursday, December 19th, starting with the heat map. So the heat map, we did actually have some green today. Amazon, Apple, Nvidia. We had credit services that were red, that were green, excuse me. We had healthcare red, consumer defensive red, energy red again, healthcare was red. We had a nice mix out there, and we were bouncing from yesterday's sell off from FOMC, and today's bounce was okay. I mean, it's nothing that's going to change trends for the future yet. We need trend changes on the 4 hour for bulls to say, okay, this isn't the big sell off that we were bracing ourselves for that started with FOMC yesterday. Looking at the economic calendar, we have PCE tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. that we need to be aware of. And if you want to give me a follow on X at ChartGallery, that would be lovely, starting with ES. So with the sell-off, we take the last 4 hour lower high on ES down to the low of the FOMC reaction, and you see that we only bounced about 38%. So from that high prior to FOMC to the low, we only bounced about 40%. We did not necessarily make room for a 4 hour high or low on this chart. So tomorrow, it'll be key for bulls to defend the FOMC low and then make a 4 hour trend change. And we'll see if they can do that. Today, there wasn't a strong appetite for buying. At this point, I would still call it a dead cat bounce. When we say that, we just mean that's bears covering. There's not evidence of bears covering and bulls buying with both fists. We don't see that yet. I think folks are pretty shaken up by FOMC and the hawkish tone that Powell had and the pausing of cuts. We were anticipating more cuts in 2025, and he's indicating that there will be fewer cuts than we initially anticipated. Looking at Nasdaq, you can see that we had a decent bounce. If we take a fib pull from the prior high before FOMC to the high of today, to the low of FOMC, the bounce, we did not even bounce 38%. So a lower low is the more likely scenario that we break 21,311. And this is true for any strong reaction, higher or lower. That initial reaction, which right now the FOMC low, that extreme reaction, that becomes the key level. So going forward, 21,311, that will be important on NASDAQ going forward. So on the weekly, we can still get a higher low on NASDAQ. And 4 hour did get oversold yesterday, and that didn't quite mark that weekly higher low yet. So we are looking for that weekly higher low on NASDAQ. On RTY, it was heavy today. It was heavier than its counterparts yesterday and today. The bounce was weak. Let's do a fib pull on the Russell. We did get to 38%, and we don't necessarily have enough room for a 4 hour higher low. So bears are still pouncing on the Russell. Dow closed green today, but it was actually the most beat up going into FOMC. And we still have a dead cat bounce on FOMC. This is still just a potential 4 hour bear flag on the Dow. So on the Dow, we've lost the daily 50 MA. We have the daily 200 MA next. And on a bounce, we're looking for a daily lower high. So you could look for hourly overbought conditions for potential top fish on these candles that are looking, or these charts that are looking for daily lower highs. The VIX, we had an extreme reaction yesterday. We sold off a lot overnight with a decent bounce into the day. However, a 4 hour lower high is anticipated on the VIX with the size of the pullback. If we look at this, we pulled back approximately 60% of yesterday's move overnight. We gave back about 60%. So now on a bounce, we're looking for a 4 hour lower high on the VIX, and I would say that this is the only type of hopium that I have to deal out today is on the VIX. The 4 hour lower high, that could help the market bulls. Bitcoin, I got no hopium here. On the weekly, we're looking for a higher low, yes, so that structure is still intact. On the daily, We haven't lost this 94220 yet. We're looking for a daily higher low on Bitcoin. Bitcoin was hit harder than the indices today, and we have our 4-hour downtrend continuation today. So we made a lower low. We broke the prior day low. So if you separate charts and you say, okay, what's going on, who's strong, who's weak, you could separate them into who held yesterday's low and who broke yesterday's low. And Bitcoin would go in the who broke yesterday's low, definitely weaker than the indices. We would be looking for 4-hour lower high on bounces. For Ethereum, we broke yesterday's low, looking for 4-hour lower high. Coin broke the prior day low. We have a daily downtrend approaching the daily 50 MA. And on the weekly, we're looking for a higher low. So on coin, we closed 4-hour oversold. On a pretty big gap down tomorrow, you could be looking for that weekly higher low. Yeah, we have plenty of room for that weekly higher low on coin. MSTR had a heavy day, looking for a weekly higher low, approaching the daily 50 MA. We closed down near the low of day, and 4-hour is in a downtrend. The dollar, we got a 4-hour uptrend. The dollar is causing headwinds for the indices with its strength. We have a weekly uptrend confirmed now on the dollar. So 4-hour higher low, 107.821. You could keep the dollar on back burner watch. And that is causing a headwind for gold. Gold, we lost daily support. We're looking for a potential weekly higher low compared to 25.66. No sign of that yet. 4-hour was a decent bounce. We did have room for a 4-hour higher low. I mean, we marginally broke this candle, so I wouldn't say the 4-hour higher low is confirmed yet. Bulls are attempting some type of 4-hour higher low, but the dollar is really a problem there. On oil, we lost the 4-hour support. On the daily, we have support down here at 68.81. We got topping candles on yesterday's candle and today. Big upper wicks of bears selling into the pop. I still like the structure of the oil chart on the weekly and monthly with that big squeeze. We have semis. Semis, we're looking for a weekly higher low. And we're still looking for a daily higher low. This is a double bottom right now, 238.37, 238.35. We only broke it by 2 cents. So this is getting very interesting with semis. They're trying to stand out as one of the stronger names as far as daily structure. We'll see if we can get a higher low compared to 237.32. Nvidia was stronger than most names today. We closed green. This could still be a daily bear flag. On Nvidia, we're looking for a monthly higher low, and we're also looking for a 2-week higher low. So on the weekly, we lost support, and on the daily, we have a potential bear flag. On the 4-hour, we bounced enough for a 4-hour higher low. So going into tomorrow, I would say SMH holding that daily double bottom and Nvidia getting a 4-hour trend change. Those are the two most important items to watch into tomorrow for bulls to see if we actually have a chance at a continued bounce. Apple held up pretty well today. However, we're closing with a 4-hour, excuse that drawing, a 4-hour diamond bearish reversal pattern. It's unconfirmed at this point. So we have enough room for a 4-hour higher low on Apple. We'll see if the bulls can get that 4-hour trend change tomorrow. On the daily, we're looking for a higher low, and bulls held up pretty well today. Amazon closed green. We have a daily downtrend looking for the weekly higher low. And on the 4-hour, we have enough room for a higher low. So Nvidia and Apple and Amazon all have room for potential 4-hour higher lows. Google does not necessarily have enough room for a 4-hour higher low. It was holding up pretty well at the beginning of the day, and then it gave it up toward the end of the day. So the hourly 12 EMA is resistance. So Meta closed down near the low of day. It's super weak. On the weekly, we're looking for a higher low, and 593 is key support. Microsoft was heavy today. We're still holding this low of 435.50. And we're in a daily downtrend looking for a weekly higher low. Tesla, what an ugly candle developing on the weekly with that big upper wick. We're looking for the daily higher low here. And we broke the prior day low. So the high beta names we're watching, we haven't seen any of the high beta names break that, trying to sneeze, the FOMC low. None of these other high beta names that we looked at broke yesterday's low. Tesla did. Tesla's in a category. Tesla and Bitcoin are in the category of breaking FOMC low. XLF held the prior day low. We actually had a pretty strong performance today and then got weak toward the end of the day. Watching XLF, the weekly higher low has been elusive. Bulls are watching for that. XLV, very weak. We broke the prior day low. So Bitcoin, Tesla, and now XLV broke the prior day low. They are separated into super uber weak. QUBT, our quantum names, we closed with a potential hourly bear flag. On bounces, you'll be looking for 4-hour lower highs on QUBT, QBTS, and RGTI. Bears will be scouting reverse backburners on these quantum names tomorrow on bounces, looking for the 4-hour lower high and lower highs compared to today's high. All right, that's it for your market recap.